Hello, hello. Welcome to this meeting of the Sacramento Public Library Authority Board of Directors. I now call this meeting to order at 3:05 p.m. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll to establish a quorum?
Roger Dickinson.
Here.
Karina Talamontes. Here. Phil Pluckybaum. Katie Maple.
Here.
Mai Vang. Phil Cerna. Patrick Kennedy. Rich Desmond. Rosario Rodriguez. Pat Hume. Mary Jane Lopez Taff.
Here.
Oops. Rod Brewer.
Here.
Kevin Spees.
Present.
Tim Reed. Linda Budge.
Here.
Bina Lefkowitz.
Here.
And we have a quorum with 8 members present.
Fabulous. Will you please read the meeting statement into the record?
This meeting of the Sacramento Public Library Authority is broadcast live and recorded with closed captioning. It is cablecast on Metro Cable Channel 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast and DirecTV UVerse cable systems. It is also live streamed at metro14live.saccounty.gov. Today's meeting will replay Saturday, May 30 at 4 p.m. on Metro Cable Channel 14. Once posted, the recording of this meeting can be viewed on demand at youtube.com/metrocable14. The meeting will also be recorded via Zoom. A DVD copy will be available upon request no later than 2 weeks following today's meeting. The full agenda, including reports, is available on the library website at www.saclibrary.org. Members of the audience wishing to address the board should complete a speaker identification form located at the back table and give it to the clerk. Members attending via Zoom should raise their hand in the Zoom program. Please speak clearly when addressing the board and state your name for the record. Comments are limited to 3 minutes so that everyone may be heard.
All right, thank you very much. Director Talamontes, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you very much. And with that, do we have any public comment for matters not on the agenda? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to our first presentation with Friends of the Sacramento Public Library. Welcome. Great to see you.
It is good to see you all as well. Thank you, Chair Maple and the members of the JPA. My name is Devon Graves. I'm the Vice President for the Friends of the Sacramento Public Library. I'm joined by my colleague, our President, Rachel Caldor, and we're so happy to be able to represent our organization, the community group that cares and loves and supports our library. Just want to highlight a couple things. Our organization met a couple weeks ago to discuss regular business. I want to highlight some things, and I really appreciate President Caldor for reminding me of the great work that our Bookden is doing, and I wanted to share this with you as well. We have some great partnerships with folks in the community and across the region, and so we had junior high students and senior citizens that are making regular visits to the Bookden, and so we have a residents from an assisted living facility in Elk Grove that are coming to shop in the in the Bookden, which is awesome. We also had Jackson Junior High stop by the Bookden, and they brought their million-word readers to the Bookden to celebrate that accomplishment. And then Ione Junior High is now added to that list of folks that are doing that million-word reader club and going to come to the Bookden to celebrate. So again, the Bookden continues to be the hub of our organization. Super grateful for our manager, Pam Whiteley, who is doing an amazing job to continue to outreach. And so if you have not had a chance to check out the Bookden, we highly recommend you to stop by and pay a visit. Besides that, we are still keeping things going. The other big thing that we celebrated at our last board meeting was Big Day of Giving. I want to thank our JPA who helped, whether through donating, sharing the news with your constituents. We met our goal, so we had a goal of $85,000. We hit about $120,000 on that night. We're still counting and tallying up money that came in after the fact, but Sac Region Foundation will finalize that tally, and then at a future meeting, we'll do the big check and present that to you all. So super excited, and thank you to all of our volunteers and our members who made that happen. And again, thank you to the JPA and the library for that.
Can we get a round of applause?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely
incredible. And you missed yourself on the thank you list, so I'll add that. Thank you for all your work on this.
Oh, no, it was a partnership, and I want to thank the library for your helping with the promotion of that. I want to thank my co-chair for Big Day of Giving, Anita Scurry. We worked on that together, and now we're writing a lot of thank you cards to folks who donated, and we're super excited to celebrate that. Last thing I wanted to share is that we have our All Friends meeting that will be taking place Sunday, June 28th at 1 p.m., and that will be at the Carmichael Library. So again, this is where all of our members from across our affiliates come together and talk about the amazing work going on, and we share best practices. We update each other as an organization. So if any of you all are interested to come out just to see us in action or talk to the members, please come out. We would love to have you and talk about the work that you do on the JPA. So with that, I want to again thank you all for the opportunity to present and to share and report on behalf of the Friends, and happy to take any questions.
Okay. Any questions from my colleagues?
I have a question.
Yes, Director Budge.
Thank you. I think I raised my hand. I hope it showed up as a raised hand.
But your voice, I recognize your voice, so either way works for me.
Yes, on the book 10, can people donate books like novels?
Yeah, yeah. There's all types of stuff, even beyond books, that get donated. DVDs, CDs, magazines, we take it all.
Great. And it's down off of Power Inn.
Yes, and donation days are on Wednesdays and Saturdays, if I'm correct. Yeah. Yep, so those are the days we accept donations. So come on by.
Okay,
We have
Wednesday and
volunteers.
Saturday.
Yep.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And Director Budge, it is quite the operation. So if you haven't been there before, I would highly recommend it. And to anyone on this board and beyond who wants to go, I was very impressed. It is a full scale, like major operation. When you first walk in, you think it's a small space, and then you walk into the magical back rooms, and the expanse opens up, and you realize just how big it is, and it's completely 100% volunteer run. So it's pretty cool.
I've been there before,
Okay.
but it's been quite some time.
Awesome. Okay. Anyone else on the Zoom? Seeing none. Any public comment? Okay. I just want to say again, thank you. Really incredible news on Big Day of Giving and all the work that you're doing. And just thank you to the Friends for always being a friend to the library.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. With that, we'll move on to item 3.2, Collection Services Presentation. We welcome up Michelle.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So I'm Michelle Gordon Hartman, and I'm the Collection Services Department Manager. Heather, do we have the... There, yay. I oversee the collections at the library, including acquisitions, cataloging and processing, materials management, and systems and support and access services. So over the last year, libraries across the country have had to adjust to a new normal when it comes to acquiring physical materials due to the sudden closure of the largest library vendor in the country, Baker & Taylor. We thought it might be helpful if we kind of pull back the curtain a little bit on how this works. So the first thing that happens is we select. And what this is a very general overview of the process. There's a lot of details with every step that we do this, but I'm just going to kind of do a high level here. Everything that our selection specialists choose to include in our shared library collection has to meet criteria that's laid out in our collection development policy. And these are some of those criteria here. That collection development policy is approved by both you, our authority board, and it's actually now signed off also by the state librarian as part of the California Freedom to Read Act. These are some of the criteria. A quick example would be like a patron has requested that we buy a title. That shows patron interest and demand. However, the title that they have requested is a children's pop-up book, and we don't select those because those do not survive circulation. So if it doesn't meet certain selection criteria, like the format to circulate, we would choose not to purchase something. And of course, we have more than books. And our selectors also are deeply involved with the whole process. So we have 4 selection specialists. They're all degreed librarians. 3 of them are responsible for the collection physically, all of the physical materials, as well as the ebooks and e-audiobook collection. And then we have 1 that does all of our e-resources like Freegal and Canopy and LinkedIn Learning. Let's see, for community languages, we select in 13 languages other than English. And an example, again, the patron-driven acquisitions, that's when someone requests that we buy a title. But again, we don't always buy them. They still have to meet the selection criteria. So libraries use special vendors. They're called book jobbers or distributors. And we don't order directly from the publisher in most cases. So these vendors, they'll have a limited stock of materials in their warehouses. We order from them, and then they process them, and then they ship them to us. So Baker & Taylor, or B&T, was our primary vendor. We received about 80% or more from Baker & Taylor when it came to our collection. They had multiple warehouses, and they kept a lot of items on stock. So it was usually a really quick turnaround, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. They're gone, though. So these other vendors, they have a little bit of a different model where they don't keep nearly as much on stock. They don't necessarily have as many warehouses. So it takes a little longer for us to fulfill orders because they have to get them, and then we order them, and it just takes a little bit longer. So now, I could talk to you for hours about what the last 9 months have been like, but I promise to keep this short and sweet. Since last September, Baker & Taylor announced that they were going to be acquired by a company called ReaderLink. And when that had been announced, we were a little spooked because there had been some signs. They weren't sending us things by street date anymore. There was a lot of back orders. And we were in the middle of starting some opening day collections for some of our building projects. So we moved those from Baker & Taylor to different vendors just as a precaution. On the day that the sale was supposed to be finalized with ReaderLink, it collapsed. The sale did not go through. And we almost immediately started hearing from people that had worked at Baker & Taylor that there were mass layoffs and that they were going to close. And it was quite some time before we heard anything officially, but we lost contact with our account reps. And keep in mind, we are weeks away from receiving our opening day collection for Colonial Heights, which is supposed to be an entire library of materials. We don't know if we're going to get them. We don't know if we're going to get some of it or all of it or none of it. So it was a little chaotic. We had started the onboarding process with a new vendor to us named Brodart. We had not worked with them previously other than random occasional things. So we weren't set up with them for like records or a processing, right? And those things take quite some time to get set up. And we did get a delivery from the Colonial Heights collection, but it was only about half of what we were expecting. And Ingram became our default vendor because they were our backup, but we weren't set up for full processing and full records from them either. In April, as in just a few weeks ago, Brodart finally gave us the green light to order from them for our full collection continuously, which means we've basically only been ordering from Ingram. And at the same time that all of this is happening, every other library in the country is dealing with the same thing. So everybody else, like more than 2/3 of libraries used Baker & Taylor, right? So everybody suddenly no longer has their primary vendor. Everybody's flooding to Brodart and Ingram. Ingram stopped offering some of their services. Brodart stops taking on new customers for processed materials. We were very lucky that we got in when we did, and that we're as large of a system as we are. So now we're ordering ongoing with Brodart, which is very exciting. We have not received any yet, but we're ordering. They're in processing. We're hoping to get some soon. And the first opening day collection for the King branch was actually just delivered this week, but they had to split it into 2 deliveries because they weren't ready yet. And so it's going to be another month before we get the rest of it. That is a lot of words to basically say that we had literally tens of thousands of orders that we had to cancel and reorder between the Colonial Heights collection and our normal everyday collection. It was a lot. And the numbers look big, but I kind of think that displays it a little bit better. That's what it looked like. Yeah, when we started getting our stuff from Ingram, it all started coming on at the same time. So at one point, we had like 13 pallets of materials that were delivered, and we don't have room for that. So we were having pallets stored all over the place to try to get through it all. The carts that are lined up against the wall, those are all materials that needed something else. Something was wrong with it, so they needed to get fixed. And of course, the mountain of invoices that have to be signed and then sent to finance and then processed, and all happening at the same time. And the very neat pallets down there on the bottom, that was the Colonial Heights collection, which was very pretty. So real quick, we're going to go over how this works in practice. We actually... This is the same book. One is the library book. One is one that you just walk into a bookstore and can I just? Yes. Okay. So you can see the difference between the two books and how there's labels, and the library book is covered in Mylar to protect it. There's a barcode. There's an RFID tag. So you can see really the difference between a processed book and just a book that you would buy. There are... I skipped a slide, hold on. Okay, so the selection specialist, they will create a cart just like you would on like Amazon in the vendor's website to order a book. And then various staff are gonna go in, they're gonna assign a call number, they're gonna assign the funding code, and then the order is electronically sent off through our integrated library system, which is our internal catalog brain, right? So once that's ordered, we get a little tiny record that goes into our ILS, and it says on order, and our patrons can now find it in our catalog and they can place a hold on it if they would like to. At this point, the vendor might send us a full record. Baker and Taylor would do that. Brodart is set up to do that. Ingram does not do that and has not done that. They're supposed to later this summer, but we're not. We've had to do it ourselves. When we don't have a record fully sent to us, we have to go and find one and copy it, and it's more work. So then we have to create item records, because if we get multiple copies of something, each one has to have its own barcode. That barcode has to be connected to an RFID tag, and it has to all fall within the bibliographic record. It's a lot of stuff, right? So that is just like half of it, honestly. Like there's another dozen steps. So this is what it actually looks like. The website for this book, the vendor's website, and then what it looks like when we put it into a cart. There's all sorts of tools on there so that we can like go straight to the reviews to see what Kirkus or Publishers Weekly had to say about it. And then this is what it looks like when we order it through our ILS. So it has to go from that cart to this electronic record in our ILS. This is when they send us the bibliographic record that says it's on order, and patrons will then be able to find it in our catalog and place a hold on it. And then this is what a brief mark record looks like. This is basically all we would get from Ingram, and that's important because I'll show you in a second, but this is the item records. So at the very bottom, you can see that there's 5 different copies. Each one has its own individual barcode. Each of those barcodes is attached to an RFID tag, so we always know which book is where, and they're all under the same bibliographic record for that book. This is what a full mark record looks like. It's a little bit bigger than what they send us, right? Everything on here, all the symbols and the numbers, they translate into what we see in the catalog on the public side. And all of this goes in there, and it has search terms and like how would you look for this book? It's in that record. That's how it's connected. And then that's what the invoice would look like. And the invoices, actually, I'm going to wait for that one. Okay, so it's arrived. Luckily, we're not getting 13 pallets of things every day anymore. We're just getting, boxes. So we receive the order from the vendor. The boxes get delivered to Central. Our wonderful logistics teams brings them down to us in the lower level, and we unbox everything by order. We have to do it by order so that we can verify the invoice, make sure it can be 1 box, it could be 10 boxes. You never know. And then we cart everything. We put everything on the cart so that we can physically check each book because there may be issues. Maybe the sticker's on wrong, or the call number was not right, or the Mylar flap isn't taped down, something. We can fix that in-house. After we check everything, everything's good to go. We stack them in the blue bins there for delivery. Our materials handlers come down and they take this up to the first floor where our automated materials handling system is. They throw it on the AMHS, and if there's a hold, it goes to the branch that the hold is supposed to, the pickup branch for the hold. And if not, it will be assigned a branch, not exactly randomly, but kind of randomly. And then we load them into our absolutely beautiful delivery trucks. They get dropped off at a branch in all those bins. The branch staff process it, and eventually, finally, it ends up on a library shelf. It's a very big process. For opening day collections, those with Baker and Taylor would take 6 months. When we onboarded with Brodart, they told us it would take 8 to 12 months. We had already started the process with Baker and Taylor, and then we shifted over to Brodart, luckily in time to be able to do it. But everybody was switching vendors at that point, so it was a little chaotic. I just threw a whole bunch of stuff at you, a lot of information. I'd be happy to take any questions if you have any.
Okay, opening up to questions from my colleagues. I see Director Dickinson.
Thank you, Chair. So given the lead time for ordering, receipt, and administrative handling, have you begun the process yet for the North Sacramento Havenwood Library?
We've already been we've had to do, Ingram and Brodart both said that they would not be able to handle another opening day collection from us. So we actually had to reach out to another vendor who we have not worked with before, but luckily they have a few of our old staff from Baker and Taylor that we're familiar with working with us. And we started working with them, I want to say probably in April, that we got like a rough date and a calendar for what our process is. We just had a meeting with them, I think, last week to start setting up the actual ordering process. So we've been working on it, and we are, I don't know the exact date anymore, but I think it's the second week of November that we are scheduled to have a delivery for our opening day collection.
That's great. And then you have to integrate that with transfer of books from the branch on Del Paso Boulevard that will be closing out, I assume?
Yes, we are getting to be experts at this. We have a system that controls how much gets sent to a branch every day. So what we do is we pull back on that a little bit so that they're not receiving as much redistributed materials. And then we go and what we call weed or withdraw materials that are for condition or they're too old, or we'll redistribute materials. So we'll go in before the branch closes and start working on the collection. And then when the branch closes, we'll do another 1 day run through of the collection to really clean it up before we actually physically move it to the other branches. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that,
Sure.
Especially since we're working on opening the branch before the end of the year. So.
Yes. And I would just say within 1 calendar year, that will be 4 opening day collections that we have done in 1 calendar year with our largest vendor going under in the middle of all of it. So it's been a crazy year.
Yeah. and it's quite. I appreciate the presentation. It's quite a process, obviously, and most of us probably think that you just get out a list of books and order and they send them.
Right.
And it's obviously a little like we all do with Amazon or whomever. It's
Absolutely.
As you've illustrated, it's a little more complex.
If anyone wants a tour of my department, you're welcome, because we love showing off all of the backstage stuff, really, because it's fascinating and we're all big geeks. So.
Yeah. Thanks very much.
Thanks. Anybody else?
Yes, Director Lefkowitz.
Wow, what a hassle for you all, and I'm impressed with your resourcefulness and commitment to get all this done and all these changes. A question I have is, I like real books. I like to touch real books, read from real books, but I know a lot of my friends prefer digital. And I'm curious, like, is the digital process the same? And what percentage of our library books are digital? And is that like a growing thing? Like, one day will we have libraries with few books?
So I would say that when it comes to things like reference materials, libraries don't stock a lot of like hardcore reference materials anymore. When it comes to electronic resources, our ebooks, the collection is not nearly as large as our physical collection, but it's a lot easier. It's exactly what you would think when you go to buy a Kindle book, right? Ooh, I like that one. Click, and then it's available. That's pretty much what happens with our collection with ebooks and e-audiobooks. It's instantaneous almost. We have a few 100,000 titles in ebook and e-audiobook format. We have like 2 million physical items, right? And part of that is what's available to sell to us. Amazon doesn't like to sell to us when it comes to things that are exclusive, like on Audible, things like that. Our circulation is higher on digital. We're going to be very close to breaking 5 million digital circulations this year for the fiscal year. Really close. So if you want to borrow any to make sure that we get over, I'm just saying.
Digital.
But it's outpacing our physical circulation by a bit, and it also costs more by a bit. So a physical book like this would cost us maybe $30. To get the digital format of this would probably cost us about $80. And that may only be for 2 years, and then we would have to rebuy it. So we do spend a little bit more on our digital ebooks and e-audiobooks because they cost more, and right now they are definitely more popular. I don't envision a library without books ever. We'll always evolve to what our communities need, but there's enough people that still like coming in and reading our books that I don't envision that being a problem.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, great questions. Do we have any directors on the Zoom? Okay. Seeing and hearing none. I will say thank you. I feel like I learned more about the process today than I ever have before. So it's really incredible what you've been able to do, especially being given really, really challenging circumstances. So thank you for all your work.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Okay, so with that, we'll move on to our executive director's report. Peter, you're up.
Thank you, Chair Maple, members of the board. I have the written report in the packet, and I'll just highlight a couple of things because I know we have our budget presentation from our CFO. I want to give him enough time to present that adequately. I'd like to highlight, first of all, that summer reading is starting this Saturday, and pull up this information. It's on too many things here. Saturday, May 30th from 10 to 12 at Tahoe Park. There is a flyer in the packet, an attachment for you to have reference as well. And so we're officially kicking off summer reading this Saturday, and we're really excited about it. We have some great new swag and branding that our team have worked with to develop, and we're really excited to have everyone participate. This is a program for all ages. You don't have to be a kid. You can be young at heart or old at heart, whichever you want to be, but everyone can participate and earn some great prizes. And I also want to highlight a great program that our Youth Services Department did earlier this month. It's a program called El Dia de los Niños and El Dia de los Libros. We call it just DIA, but it is a program that highlights Hispanic language and materials and culture. And they had a program in partnership with Sac Republic, and we had a theme of the World Cup and soccer around the world. So that program was very well received. It had some media coverage, and we're really excited to have this partnership with Sac Republic, that they were able to participate in this great event and highlight reading and sports as well. We have also the dates and the update from our construction of our project, the Martin Luther King Library, the North Sacramento Hagenwood, and the Elk Grove Library. Those are all on schedule, and progress is going very well on those. I've had the opportunity this last week to tour all those facilities, and they're going very well. Our staff are at King currently outfitting it. You saw some of the photos of the books that had been delivered. They're in the process of shelving those and sorting those, and that'll take a couple of weeks. As you can imagine, unloading 13 pallets of books takes a little long, and they have to go in order, so we have to sing the alphabet song quite a lot to make sure that happens. But our staff are doing really well. And I'd like to end with a really big highlight. Last week, the Sacramento Public Library was honored to receive from the California Public Information Officers Association an EPIC Award for our new brand.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yes. So I'd like to give a big thanks to Lisa and the communications team. They worked very hard on this brand over the last year and a half, rolling it out. And we are also very grateful for the partnership with Pastilla, the agency we contracted with to develop and work on this brand. Is getting a lot of feedback and a lot of joy in the community, and we're happy to have been recognized for the great work, and are really glad to be able to have that. And it's a brand that I'm proud of, and I hope that the rest of the library will be proud of too. And with that, I'll answer any questions that the authority board may have for me at this time.
Okay. Opening up to my colleagues. Any questions for our executive director?
Do we get summer reading T-shirts?
Director Lefkowitz wants to know, do we get summer reading T-shirts? And the answer is yes, you do. It is waiting for you upon the end of this meeting.
Yes, I think the clerk of the board has those, and if not, let us know. We can definitely get you one. But I believe she has those for those that responded.
All right. And Director Talamontes.
I know usually the shirts say summer reading.
Yes.
So why or what was the meaning behind Read Freely?
We wanted to do more of a theme versus a. I think maybe. I'll let Lisa, our communications, our manager, to address this maybe more directly. Do you want to come up here, Lisa?
Yeah. You can use the podium if you want.
we can use
Oh, there is a podium, isn't there?
Put it
Musical
out there.
chairs here, sorry.
Do a little dance. So we chose, so we always brand summer reading, and in the past it was a standalone brand. With the new brand standards that we have, we wanted to make sure that everything summer reading always related back to the library. And over the last 2 years, we've used the theme Read Freely. Summer reading is all about reading what you love. All reading is good reading. It talks more about it doesn't matter if it's an audiobook, a comic book, a cookbook. All reading counts towards, becoming a better reader, but also towards your goals in summer reading. So we went with that Read Freely theme on the shirts because we found that people get really excited during the summer, but they also want to keep that mantra, of top of mind while they're going through their summer reading campaigns.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much, and congratulations on the award. Well deserved. Mm-hmm. Okay, any directors on Zoom who wish to ask questions or make comments? Hearing none. Do we have any public comment? Seeing none. Okay, with that, thank you for your report. Appreciate it. We have 2 information items. Any questions from directors or comments related to our information items? Seeing none. Okay, we'll trust that you've read that. We move on to the consent calendar. Any items that members wish to discuss or vote on separately? Have any questions about?
I've got a question or two on 6.3.
6.3. All right, Director Dickinson.
Oh, thanks, Chair. I just wanted to ask a couple things. One, the $430,000 that is subject to the resolution you're presenting. It looks like from the resolution that the City Council passed that money was not in the construction budget. It was separate and apart from the construction budget, albeit part of the grant. Is that right?
So it's separate because those items that are here were not eligible for the grant. So that was additional funding. City Council, which you're aware of, they went and modified the budget accordingly for these items for opening day in the AMHS.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure they were outside the scope of the construction contract.
Yes.
And not going to be assigned to that. I'm watching the construction contract as it gets spent. Okay. The second question I had is about the installation of the automated material handling system. And do you do you tag the installation of that to the stage of construction of the facility, or how do you time the installation?
So after the facility is handed over to the library, that is then when we have the vendor come in afterwards.
Okay, so when it's handed over to the library, is that at a certificate of occupancy?
Certificate of occupancy, because at that point all the electrical issues are worked out, certified, and so then that's when the vendor can come in.
Okay, so I think that certificate is going to be issued next week, Jared. So,
well, there is also, as we know, so this equipment is coming from overseas, so it's gonna be a while, but we'll be able to give you more of an update when it's on its way.
Is it ordered?
It is ordered.
Oh, okay. And so, have they given you a projected delivery date?
Right now, delivery date is looking about September, October timeframe right now.
Okay, great. Okay, well, we need to keep an eye on that too. Okay, thanks, Chair.
All right, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Anyone on the Zoom? Seeing and hearing none.
I'll move the consent items.
I have a motion.
A second.
And a second. All those in, well, please call the roll. Look at me, I'm learning.
Roger Dickinson.
Aye.
Karina Talamontes. Phil Pluckybaum. Katie Maple.
Aye.
Mai Vang. Phil Cerna. Patrick Kennedy. Rich Desmond. Rosario Rodriguez. Pat Hume. Mary Jane Lopez Taft.
Aye.
Rod Brewer.
Aye.
Kevin Spees.
Aye.
Tim Reed. Linda Budge.
Yes.
Bina Lefkowitz.
Yes.
And motion passed with 8 members voting.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And that brings us to our exciting action item, our budget. Welcome up, Johnny.
Thank you, Chair Maple and members of the board. This is the first time I've heard about a budget being exciting, so this is really great. So on the agenda today is the fiscal year 2026-27 budget for this upcoming fiscal year. And fiscal year 26-27 budget, position control, fee structure, and cost allocation plan. I have a short PowerPoint to highlight the budget, but feel free to ask any questions along the way. So as a reminder, the Sacramento Public Libraries are funded by 3 primary revenue sources. The County of Sacramento revenues, so county and city partners at 59.2%. City of Sacramento contributions via the General Fund and Measure U at 18.8%. Household tax E at 16.9%. So as you'll recall, Measure E was approved by in November 2024. It became effective on July 1, 2025, and it consolidates Measure X and Measure B into one measure. And then the remaining 5.1% comes from fees, investment earnings, the Galleria revenues, E-rate reimbursements, central distributions, and miscellaneous donations. So the budget as proposed is shows total revenues of $65.3 million, total expenditures of $69.3 million, for a net use of fund balance in the amount of approximately $4 million. And this $4 million is primarily due to a couple variations. The City of Sacramento, as you know, for the North Sacramento and the Martin Luther King Library projects, diverted $2 million in the current fiscal year, so fiscal year 26. And fiscal year 27 is another $2 million diversion to fund and support the 2 projects. And then the city also have one-time expenditures. So these are expenditures that are allocated through the shared cost fund. So this is the city's portion of $1.2 million. And then another $1.1 million in city structural deficit. And so this is not a real big surprise because we've had the $2 million diversion last year, $2 million in the upcoming budget diversion, and also the step-up increases have not been received in the last full fiscal year. So 1.1 million, I mean, that's a big number for us, but fortunately, we've had some savings in fund balances to cover that 1.1 million. And then the 300,000 in net surplus from other smaller funds within the library. The two pie charts, this gives you a really good visual of the revenues and expenditures. So on the revenue side, again, county property tax revenues at 59.2%. City of Sacramento General Fund and Measure U at 18.8%. Measure E, parcel tax, Measure E at 16.9%, and other miscellaneous funds at 5.1%. On the flip side, the expenditures, salaries and bennies are roughly at 59%. Services and supplies, deferred maintenance at 27.1%. Books and materials at 12.4%, so Michelle's department. Capital projects at 1.9%. Exhibit A1, this gives you a really good 3-year flow of fund balances. So last year we ended the fiscal year at 69.9 million. So these are audited numbers as of June 30, 2025. And then in the current year, estimated revenues are showing up to be at 63.8 million, expenditures at 66.7 million, and for an estimated fund balance of 66.9 million, so almost $67 million in fund balance by the time we close the books for fiscal year 26. We are just a few short months away from closing the books. We have interim audits coming up in the next couple of weeks. And so over the next 2 to 3 months, staff will be closing the books, running all the accruals, the revenues, expenditures, and so on, to make sure we capture all the relevant information within the financial statements. And then looking ahead in fiscal year 26, 27, estimated revenues again is 65.3 million, expenditures at 69.3 million, again for a user fund balance of $4 million. So second to the last column, these are the cash flow and economic uncertainty reserves in terms of fund balances. The county economic cash flow and economic uncertainty reserve is at 13.6 million. City of Sacramento at roughly $3 million, and parcel tax E at almost $2 million. So you all also notice on the schedule, there's the prior measures, so Measure X and Measure B. Those two are going to sunset by the time we close the books in fiscal year 26. So that's why you don't see projected fund balances for those two measures as of June 30, 2026, and no more budgets or forecasts within those two parcel taxes. So Measure E is going to be the remaining parcel tax fund going forward. And so the two legacy funds, those are going to sunset by the time we close the books for this upcoming fiscal year end. And then the last column are the unreserved fund balances at June 30th, 2027. So roughly $44.5 million. Exhibit A2, these are just a summary of the total revenues, sources of fund at 65.2 million, total expenditures at 69.2, and of that amount, 40.6 million is for salaries and benefits, services and supplies at 18.6 million, 8.6 million for books and materials, capital projects at 1.3 million, and deferred maintenance of 131,000. So you'll notice at the towards the bottom there's a $4 million in terms of structural deficit, and again these are mainly due to the city's second year of diversion, 1.2 million in one-time expenditures, and another 1.1 million in the structural deficit. Exhibit A3, just really quick on this schedule. These are the total sources of fund. Again, 65.3 million. Just quick detail on the county total funding sources is anticipated to be at 39.6 million, and of that amount, 38.6 is for property tax revenues. Property tax still continues to remain fairly stable, although it's kind of trending down, but we do communicate with the county assessor to make sure we project and budget a reasonable percentage. So year over year increase is 1.5 million, and that's roughly 4.1% in terms of increase in property tax revenues. Likewise, on the City of Sacramento funding sources, total revenues are anticipated to be at 13.6 million. And then you'll notice that the city contributions, so these are general fund and Measure U, it's remaining flat at 12.3 million for for this year and next year as well too. Again, that's due to the 2 years, $2 million apiece budget diversion for the two projects. The positive news is based on prior communication with the city's finance director and the budget team, the city is slated to restore the library back to 14.3 million in fiscal year 28 and hopefully beyond. And then also Measure X and Measure B, you'll notice that the two measures are going to sunset by the end of this fiscal year. So the remaining parcel tax at Measure E, we budgeted at $11 million for Measure E, and with some miscellaneous revenues for a total of $11.4 million. So again, total revenues at $65.3 million. Expenditures, this schedule kind of got a little bit bigger because we added Measure E on there. So next year, Measure X and B will go away. So hopefully it'll be much bigger to look at. So total expenditures, again, $69.3 million. And then on the county side, it's coming in at about $39.6 million. And of that amount, 12.5 is for direct salaries and benefits charges, services and supplies at $4.7 million, books and materials at roughly $5 million, capital projects at $50,000, deferred maintenance $70,000. The cost allocation plan, we'll talk about that in a couple upcoming slides. But these are indirect charges for shared costs, so such as facilities, finance, IT, administration, and so on. So those are allocable via the cost allocation plan that we have a consultant put together for us on an annual basis. So 58% goes to the county funding sources, which is equal to $16.9 million. And then likewise on the City of Sacramento general fund budget, it's $17.5 million, and Measure E at $11.8 million for parcel tax E. So again, total revenues, expenditures of $69.3 million. And then last exhibit A5, these are the books and materials fund. And so the books and materials do not generate their own funding per se. So the funding sources that come from the three operating funding sources, which is the county fund, City of Sacramento fund, and Measure X and B. And then again, that's going to be consolidated to Measure E. So the total book budget actually have a $200,000 increase, so going from 8.4 million to 8.6 based on our normal budget. So in fiscal year 25-26, we did recommend to increase the book budget by $600,000 for one-time sparkle collections for reopening at King and the Elk Grove libraries, and also $200,000 for $200,000 budget carry over due to the book vendor going out of business. I didn't want to mention names, but you saw the names in Michelle's presentation. And then Exhibit B, so these are the position control. It's showing a total of 343.5 FTEs that was adopted in last September when we did the September final budget. And so it's going down to 340.5 FTEs. And then this is a three FTE reduction compared to last year's total position control. And then of the changes, one includes reclassifying an HR technician to an HR partner, one administrative analyst reassigned to HR partner. We're recommending to add 4 FTE librarians, 2 additional library assistants, and convert 4 limited term library assistants to regular library assistants. And then the last bullet point, we'll be eliminating 13 limited term library assistants. And so the 3 reduction in FTEs are mainly on the city's limited term positions, and that's due to the budget constraints that we are having to deal with. So again, all in all, it's still not too bad. We are adding 10 full-time positions, reclassifying 2, and then eliminating 3. So for a net reduction of 3 FTEs. So the next 2 slides, these are just the overall schedule. So just showing the plus and minuses on the positions. And again, the net total is 340.5 FTEs, a reduction of 3 FTEs. Fee structures, Exhibit C, no changes recommended here. We are still collecting fees only, so no fines over the last probably 4 to 5 years. Capital projects and deferred maintenance shows a budget of $1.3 million. $500,000 is for the automated material handling system at the Carmichael branch. $370,000 for system-wide security camera upgrades. $250,000 for firewall replacements. $100,000 to finish up the Martin Luther King and the new Elk Grove libraries, and $80,000 for a backup system. And then, as mentioned earlier, the cost allocation plan, Exhibit D. So this plan is updated annually by our consultant, and then they follow the guidelines of Title II, Code of Federal Regulations, Part 200. So this is what's known as what's formerly known as OMB Circular A87. So the cost plans allows us to allocate indirect charges, again, shared costs, indirect charges, finance, IT, facilities, delivery trusts, and so on, through the cost allocation plan. And so the table below shows a 5-year trend of the CAP outcomes. And it's fairly stable based on our revenue sources. We only have the county funding source, City of Sacramento, and the parcel taxes. So once again, staff is recommending that we use a 5-year average, which is the very last column. And that's to minimize any major cost volatility year over year. So based on that, the county's portion is 58%. City General Fund and Measure U at 26%, and Measure E will be at 16%. And so based on those percentages, the total indirect charges for fiscal year 27 is $29.2 million. And of that amount, 58% or $16.9 million is allocable to the city and county and city fund. And then City of Sacramento General Fund and Measure U at 26% is $7.6 million. And Measure E at 16% for a total of $4.7 million. So again, the grand total for the indirect cost allocation is $29.2 million. Future challenges, landscape and security costs continue to increase. Inflation is very real, as we know, so that continues to impact the cost of goods and services, books and materials, healthcare, and capital projects. CalPERS is continuing with the amortizing the unfunded accrued liabilities using the 5-year ramp-up process. So for the next 5 years, we are projecting an increase of $539,000 over the next 5 years. And so this is actually a positive note because last year when we did the same analysis, it was over $1 million for the next 5 years. So that's a reflection of the most likely the current bond market, which is coming in a lot higher, and so investment earnings are coming at a lot higher rates. City of Sacramento is facing the $66.2 million structural deficit for fiscal year 27. And then, as you know, the library's general fund and Measure U is contingent on the city's funding sources. So we're hoping for the city to, balance the books, balance the budget, and hopefully until we can get additional support and contribution as well too. And then, as mentioned earlier, the city did indicate that they will restore our general fund and Measure U back to $14.3 million. So this is fiscal year 25 levels, starting in fiscal year 27, 28. And then any previously step-up increases that were projected that has been eliminated. So a cumulative funding loss of approximately $7.7 million over 5 years. The last year that we received a step-up increase was in fiscal year 23. So we've gone through 24, 25, 26, and so now 27. So about 4 fiscal years with no increases to revenues, and also having to deal with the 2 years of budget diversion in the current fiscal year, and now $2 million in fiscal year 2027 as well too. So that concludes my report, and I'll be happy to answer any additional questions.
Okay, thank you, and I appreciate the thorough report and a lot of work that's gone into this to date. So just want to appreciate that. With that, we'll go to Director Brewer.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for the report, Johnny. And I know it's like over the year dealing with the budget, it just didn't feel like it was easy, but we're at a pretty comfortable place right now, so to speak. But in looking forward to the next few fiscal years, what are we looking at right now to stay ahead of the curve in terms of inflation and some of our other unforeseen circumstances that we've been experiencing over the last few years?
Thank you, Chair. Director Brewer, for that question. So the library does, we do put together a 5-year forecast, the county and the city funding sources separately. And so on the county side, we do not anticipate like any major issues over the next 5 years. The city side, again, it's contingent on the city's contribution and funding sources. So, we'll partner, so we're always rooting for the city and hoping that the city will be able to balance the budget and be able to contribute to the libraries going forward.
And it looks like the Measure E is in a pretty good place in its early stages in our forecasting, correct?
Yeah, so Measure E, that's a set ballot measure. It goes to perpetuity. And so fortunately, it's that the language is tied to the San Francisco CPI index. So that allows us to get a incremental increase year over year. So Measure E should be stable, and so that revenue stream should be fairly stable.
Great, thank you.
Johnny, can you clarify what the Measure E is?
Yes, so Measure E, that's so that, again, based on the slide earlier, that was approved by the voters in November 2025.
And it's property tax.
Property taxes. So actually, November 2024, based on property taxes, and it consolidates Measure B and Measure X, the previous two measures, into one. And the measure, but Measure E is it's set up to go to perpetuity until there's a change in the election by the voters. So that keeps the property tax or postal taxes in stable revenue streams.
Okay. Director Dickinson.
Thanks, Chair. Thank you. Thanks, Chair. I am curious as to what the service impact is of the elimination of the 13 FTE limited term library assistances.
Sure, Director Dickinson. That will be an impact because we are transitioning some of those to other positions. That impact will be minor, but it will be impact to the city of Sacramento locations.
Right.
These were part-time positions that were budgeted for a limited term. We are still adjusting to how that will impact the service. We are not anticipating any cuts to hours or other services, but there will be additional workload to the staff at those locations.
Okay. And the reason I'm curious about what that impact is the justification is listed as the funding diversion and structural deficit on the city side. And so in looking at revenues and reserves, I mean, the structural deficit means we're spending more than we're getting in revenues. But it doesn't mean that we can't cover those costs depending on what the size of reserves are. So I'm trying to decipher how much money it would take, and whether it, from a personnel standpoint, is desirable, given your description. You're moving some folks around and making some other personnel changes. How much money it would take to cover the enough positions that you wouldn't have any service impact as you would see it.
We can certainly give those numbers. I don't have those on top of my head here, but we can certainly provide those to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the question then further beyond that is measured against what our reserves are and what you were talking about our 5-year giant projections, what that looks like in the impact for the out years. I'm just curious of what order of magnitude that is to determine whether or not that changes is necessary, or whether we could preserve that without increasing the workload of remaining staff.
Yeah, I will say that when we did initially propose the limited term, we had modeled it for 2 years because we knew we had the funding for the 2 years. But given the circumstances, that has now that ended, and so we've had to reevaluate that situation. So we can definitely look at those numbers and see what we can do. But it has adjusted based on the financial impact of the cost allocation and other things.
Well, if you could give us a summary of that following the meeting, then
we can certainly do that.
That would be great.
Yep.
And then, I mean, if just out of curiosity, when do the limited term positions end? Do they end at the end of June?
They're going to actually end a little after because of some cost savings, because we didn't hire those people at the beginning of the start of the fiscal year. So there'll be a little bleed into the next year, but September, October is when most of those will be ending.
So if we wanted to make some adjustment if we wanted to make some adjustment to the budget, we would have a little time in the upcoming budget year to do that.
Certainly.
Yeah. Okay. So I think just following up, giving us a summary of where those things stand, and then we can decide whether it's worth discussing further or not.
Certainly.
That's great. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you. All right. And I see Director Lefkowitz.
One question I have is on Measure E. Are those funds directly, can the city divert any of those funds, or are they required to only be used for the library?
Measure E, the city cannot divert any of those monies. It's just like the property taxes. It's earmarked for library operations only.
Okay. And then this whole idea of a structural deficit, it's like, at what point do we decide the structural deficit actually has to be addressed versus keep digging into our reserves? And do we have any policy about how we use our reserves?
So we actually do have a reserve policy, and with the $2 million diversion this year and $2 million next year, the authority board can dip into the economic uncertainty reserves. And so that's the intent of the economic uncertainty reserve, is to help buffer any unforeseen, like major revenue losses, emergencies, and so on. So a $2 million diversion, that's about 14% of our budget. And so the economic uncertainty reserve, based on our policy, does allow us to dip into it if a major revenue source is lost at about 5% or greater. So at 14%, we could have recommended to dip into economic uncertainty reserves, but because we have the unreserved fund balance, that's what we are recommending to use, which is, ideally that'd be the recommended practice.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's at what point do you say we have to stop going into reserves and we just have to face the structural deficit? It's just, I think, a policy question, but I just it's something I've been wondering about, not just here, but in another board I sit on.
I think that's a really good question. And perhaps, based on, I know we have the 5-year forecast. I know, there's a lot that is unknown about what can happen both nationally and locally and economically. But I wonder if that's a worthy conversation for this next budget cycle about maybe thinking about what some harder cut scenarios would look like as we go into those discussions, so that we have options on the table should the outlook not look better. Of course, we don't want that, but I think we've had to have these conversations at the city of Sacramento. I know they're happening in other jurisdictions, and it's just a tough time right now for local governments. And so I would think that'd be a great conversation. So great suggestion. Okay, Director Lopez, Vice Chair Lopez-Taff.
Thank you so much, Chair. We did have these conversations, robust conversations in our budget subcommittee, and when we talk about temporary employees or limited term employees, that's exactly what they are, and we hope to honor that because it has been communicated to the employees. It's not a surprise. It's not a layoff. It was a timed, limited employment agreement, and so the fact that we've redeployed individuals to other positions that are permanent, I think is commendable, so that our net reduction of staff is only 3. So I think that's really important to note. And I too asked that question about structural deficits, because to assume that, 2 million last year, 2 million this year, and then a payback of 14 million in the following year, I think that is very hopeful thinking. And so I think, though, because that puts the onus on the other entity to make our entity whole, those would be conversations of a larger matter that we can't solve here. Although I agree with Director Lefkowitz that we should explore what are our internal policies when there is a lingering multi-year structural deficit from one of our revenue partners, because that may put us in a precarious position. And I am of the opinion that we should use the not unrestricted funds, or general fund dollars, but we should dip into that emergency fund, because that is, I believe, what it's created for. And so that's what I would like clarification on. We don't need to solve it today because this budget is for next fiscal year. And I think we all understand what we're voting on today. But I would like to make a request, Johnny, if we can look into specifically our policy about structural deficits or any looming impacts on our budget, and what those policies will be and where those funds eventually come from. Thank you.
Okay, noted. Great suggestion. Okay, I see Director Budge on the Zoom.
Yes, thank you. This is a really important conversation because one of the paragraphs that stood out in the report to the Budget Committee was the fact that after 2029, 2030, maintaining 12 branches in the city of Sacramento may become very problematic. And so there's a need to look at how you deal with that and whether it means reducing hours or one of those things that we have resorted to in the past when the library was having financial difficulties. And not all branches were open as much as people would have liked. But they focused on the hours that school kids might need them, and not necessarily hours that they would just be open for like pleasure reading, whatever. But something needs to happen because, again, his report to the Budget Committee made it quite clear that 2029 is going to be kind of the drop dead year.
Thank you. Director Talamantes.
Thank you, Chair. For some reason, I thought we did have a EUR policy of what we hope to maintain it here at the public library.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, the Economic Uncertainty Reserve Fund. I thought we did have one.
We do have a policy.
Yeah, right. And so what's our policy? At what percent?
If I may, Director Talamantes, so the EUR policy, the city of Sacramento is at 17%.
17%?
17%, yes.
Okay, the city of Sacramento. But for this body of government, what percentage are we at for our EUR right now?
So the county is 35%, and then the city is 17%. And so on the slide.
Yeah, I'm talking about this budget for the public library.
Oh, you mean in terms of the dollar amounts?
Yeah.
The amounts?
Yeah, what's our EUR at right now? How much?
So the city of
what's the
Sacramento
percentage?
is 2.9 million, and positive tax E is 1.9 million, so almost $2 million.
Okay. Okay, so I guess I'm not doing the math here. So we don't have a percent. You can't give me a percentage point for where we're at here for the JPA.
When you say percentage point, so we do the economic uncertainty reserve of 17%.
Okay.
And that's based on the operating expenditures.
So you're saying that here we do have a 17% EUR for the city of Sacramento funds and then a separate EUR for the county of Sacramento, and we are at the threshold for each budget.
That is correct, yes.
Okay. Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I know we're talking about like having this future conversation. So we do have a policy and we are meeting the requirements right now.
We are, yes. Yep.
Okay. Okay, so I want to make sure that was clear. And then just for everyone's purposes, the city of Sacramento passed Measure E. It is property taxes. It combined two different measures into one. It's in perpetuity. It's ongoing forever and ever. Those city of Sacramento dollars can only be used for the city of Sacramento libraries. They do not go to any other public libraries. And is that how it works in return with the other libraries in the other jurisdictions where those dollars can only be used at that prospective library as well?
That is correct, yes. Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, thank you.
And I might clarify, though, too, aside from the cost allocations, of course.
Yeah. I'm under the impression that the other cities, we don't necessarily use the dollars that we contribute from our libraries. I think those are in a shared pool, if I'm not mistaken, because I think Director Talamantes was asking if, I think the county and the city of Sacramento both have their own specific pools of dollars, and then the remaining cities have a shared pool together, not individually.
So if I may, the funding sources are what's known as county and cities. And so the county are the unincorporated areas. And the city of Citrus Heights, Elk Grove, City of Gold, City of Alton, and Rancho Cordova. So those are what's known as the county fund. And then the City of Sacramento fund are the just the City of Sacramento. And that's the city general fund and the parcel tax E.
So I think for clarification, we are saying the Sacramento County unincorporated has a pool, and each specific city, Elk Grove, Citrus Heights, Galt, have their own specific individual fund accounts.
No, those 5 cities are all combined within the county.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying. It
there's
was a
only one,
combined
yeah.
pool.
Right.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure we're crystal clear on that.
Okay. Do we have any other comments from directors, questions? Anyone on Zoom? Seeing and hearing none. Do we have any public comment on this item? Seeing and hearing none. Okay, thank you. Again, just want to thank you so much for the work that's gone into this. I know there were more detailed discussions in the committee, but I'm glad that this is coming to the full board. I think we all recognize that challenging times are afoot and possibly ahead, but we are also hopeful that things can turn around. But no matter what, we're in good hands, and we'll do what we have to do to keep things afloat here at the library. So with that, I would love to entertain a motion.
So moved.
A motion? And a second. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roger Dickinson.
Aye.
Karina Talamontes. Aye. Phil Pluckybaum. Katie Maple.
Aye.
Mai Vang. Phil Cerna. Patrick Kennedy. Rich Desmond. Rosario Rodriguez. Pat Hume. Mary Jane Lopez Taft.
Aye.
Rod Brewer.
Aye.
Kevin Spees.
Aye.
Tim Reed. Linda Budge.
Yes.
Bina Lefkowitz. Yes. The motion passes with 8 members voting.
Okay. Thank you, thank you. Okay, we'll move on to reports, ideas, questions from board members.
Those are the EUR.
Anyone on the Zoom? Seeing none in the room? Okay. We don't have a closed session, so with that, we are adjourned at 4:21 p.m.
5 minutes.